You guys, everybody's been asking me to do another Nipsey Hussle video, so I'm going to do another one. I think you might be a little bit disappointed because I'm not going to ask any of the questions of who killed him, why, blah, blah, blah. I already made a first video. I asked one direct question. Was he killed because of his involvement in Dr. Sebi and making the movie? And the message that I got, the card that I got, was the Eight of Wands. What I got was that his death was already written in the moon and the stars. If a good astrologer like Joni Petrie here on YouTube did his charts, and if anybody knows his birth time, you can put it down below. I haven't gone look for it. It's in his charts exactly that he would die. There's questions going around. Did he know he was going to die? You guys, where he's from to make it to 33, you know, you're always thinking about death, okay? Let's put it that way. Like, it's just part of the life where he grew up. So that was just, did he know he was going to die? Did he know he's in danger? That was part of his life since the day he was born, okay? Everything that he was ever involved in. I got that his death, it didn't matter who killed him. It doesn't matter why he died. It was divinely all ordained. And if somebody does his astrological chart, somebody really good, or if I can get the date, I'll do them and I'll show you. It's all written in his charts that he would die at this time and why and who he is. And this is his numerology. He is a leader, you guys. In numerology, there's cards to go with somebody's birth date. He was a 37. So he was goddess energy, which we're in the time of goddess energy, the chariot, the bridge between heaven and earth, bringing spiritual wisdom to the earth people, dealing with dark and light, which he was born into that world. You add these two numbers together, and goddess was very important to him. Finding your partner, family, a big change, the Wheel of Fortune, somebody who changing the destiny of his own life and the life of others. Then the Wheel of Fortune, because his numbers, his birth numbers, when you add them together, is 37. You add the 37 together, you get a 10. You add the 1 and the 0 together, you get the Fool and the Musician. The Fool amplifies the energy. This is his base number of who he was to manifest in this world. Somebody who had everything he needed to get his way and achieve in this life, and it was amplified. He died at 33. He was the sacrifice. That's the energy of him. We're in a 3-year on this earth. He died at 33. 3 is part of his birth numbers, and he was in the goddess years. Yes. Anyway, so having said that, I'm very careful about the questions that I ask on my channel. I don't get too involved. This guy's life, the reason of his death has many layers. This guy had many, many, many things going on. And like I say, I'm careful what I say and what kind of videos I make, because I was already in court and they used my YouTube channel to character assassinate me. And where I live, I'm not allowed to show even the court documents that happened. So I'm very careful. So people who ask me different questions to ask, I am not going to ask them. Number one, like I say, I'm very careful what I ask. And number two, what happened to Nipsey Hussle and his whole life is written in the stars, okay? This card tells me, and his astrological charts tell me, that what happened to him is preordained. What I'm most concerned about asking now is, will his legacy, will his work continue? One thing I know for sure, there will be many movies made about this guy's life. The Dr. Sebi movie will go forward. So that's two things that's going to come out of there. There's going to be a couple movies about this Nipsey guy, and there's also going to be books, so because it got so many layers to this story. But it, like I say, the cards already said, if you watch the first video that in the scheme of things, it doesn't matter why he died. It doesn't matter who actually killed him. It doesn't matter any of the stories that are coming up about this, because this was all written in the stars. It was in this guy's life. And I know there's some people that think that it's not true, but there's ways I can prove to you that certain people, their lives are so written in stone, and there's just no way it's going to be any other way, you know. So my question is, so having said that, you understand I'm not going to ask all that nonsense questions about it, because I already got, and I shouldn't say nonsense. It's not nonsense. People want to know, but like I say, I'm just careful. And because of the first card that I got about it just being a preordained event, you know, how will his work carry forward? What kind of effect will Nipsey Hussle's legacy leave on this earth? And we get the card of balance. This is interesting. Need for balance and moderation, compromise and cooperation, waiting for perfect timing. I feel like that's still being brewed up. You see the angel with the cup, and he's mixing the cup up. That is not a preordained event. That's not predetermined. It's still being brewed up in the hands of the divine, okay? And not going to be revealed until time. So what can we do to carry on his work? Can we as individuals do to have change happen and to carry on what he wanted to carry forward and what he was trying to do? What can we, all of us watching, individually do in our lives so that the good works are coming forward? King of Pentacles, generous, professional, responsible, practical. Wow. So that's a very direct message. And like I say, I know people watching, they just want to get the gossip and all the stuff behind this. This is not what I'm guided to do. I'm just guided to I got my answer the first time, and I have to kind of stick with that when I do a reading. And I'm just expanding on the really spiritual energy that I feel around this guy. Like, I feel it still, you know, like as I'm doing these readings, I feel a real big sense of spirit, you know, like really powerful. So what can we do as individuals? And I think that's a beautiful message. And that ray of rainbow light, wow, that's what I see, you know, like so many times when I'm doing readings, that those light and blue light around this Nipsey guy. Be generous, be professional, be responsible, be practical. Yes, that was a lot of his message, like family life is the way to go. You know, he just really had a message of be a stand-up person. So be successful in your life, confidently accept opportunities you are offered, and know that you have the Midas touch, that, you know, you can achieve what you want to achieve. I'm sorry for the big spot on my camera. Yeah, I definitely get all this blue light around Nipsey. So that's about it. I know that's not what people want to hear, but like I say, it's definitely in his charts that this, so it's not really a matter what, where, how, when, why, okay? It's a matter of knowing that this is divinely what was supposed to happen, and no matter what that is in life, his life ended, there's still a legacy that's going to come forward. Things are still going to manifest forward out of him. it was as far as he could take it, and it had more of an impact. He was able to do more work by his passing, okay? So there's a lot of talk about the 33 and him being sacrificed. That was his energy on this earth. He was a sacrifice. He knew what his authentic self was and who he was supposed to be. So that is the meaning behind dying at 33. He is the sacrifice. He chose that. And before he came to earth, it's in his astrological charts, very extremely strong, okay, people? So it doesn't matter. He had a legacy to live, and he lived it, and he had his biggest impact by passing, not by staying, okay? So as hard as it is to lose a leader and lose somebody that was important to a lot of people, and people looked up to him. My question is, why does he look so much? Is it what, like Snoop Dogg? Is it Snoop Dogg that he looks like? I mean, he looks like a clone of some other rapper. It's so weird that I've not heard people talk about that, but he certainly does. But anyway, so there will be movies, there will be books. On the Dr. Sabi movie definitely will come out. I already feel there are already people around him who are determined to have that movie come out. Let me just see. Will the movie be as he wanted it to be, or will things be changed? Will the movie be coming out with the message as he wanted it to be? It says no. So even if the movie comes out, there will be some changes. There will be some things left out. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that.